Hello, good evening, Oral Gibbs, and welcome to Oral Gibbs Live, coming to you live here from World Star Studios at Amsterdam Shopping Center. We have Mr. Tobias and Mr. Dollison. So how you doing, gentlemen?
Hi, Lucas here. Well, good evening to you and good evening to your televiewers.
And of course, thanks for having us on the program.
Right.
Good to have you all here, and thanks for accepting the invitation. You guys are well known for your radio show. That's been how long now?
We've been doing Caribbean classics now. We're going on the 19th year, 1-9.
Uh-huh.
Started back in 1997, as a matter of fact. So
Wow.
been at it for quite a while, yes.
Time go fast, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And how you guys like it? How you find things?
Well, actually, I think it's amazing the way it started back in 1997. At that time, at the radio station with Eddie Williams and Mike Jarvis. At that time, it was. And Mike Jarvis, I told him I want to start a radio program. I want to play old calypsos. And he laughed at me for the longest while because he said, you want to play old calypsos? Where did that come from? I said, well, my father used to play a lot of calypsos when I was younger and I loved them. And there was a need for it at that time on the radio. So he agreed to it and I started off the classics. And I met Stunky probably a year after. Stunky used to listen and I met him a year after. We started to talk. And then I found out that Stunky had a music collection out of this world. So I asked him to come on a program, and share some of his experience with music with me. And then before you know it, we both started doing the program together. And that's now going on 19 years doing the program.
I was telling you all before the show started that people call for your radio show, and sometimes they call me here cussing, leaving message because you guys don't answer the phone.
Sometimes the folks will think that we purposely, deliberately not answering the phone, right? But they don't seem to understand. There in the radio station, the phone has a little red light. And if you're not paying attention to the phone, you won't know that there's a call coming in because it's not set to ring. Because let's say, for instance, you're live on the air, so it's not set to ring. And I know that previously in some stations, there used to be a bright flashing light that will indicate
your
that
attention in front of
there's
your eyes,
a
right,
call
yeah.
coming in. But it happens so that the system there at the radio station doesn't have that. So sometimes I will not be on the controls and I might be standing in the back looking for something and Tobias, a call coming in. Or sometimes he will vice versa will say the same thing to me. Or there are times that Master D, over in the production section, listen guys, there's a call coming in. And that's the way it is. And also there's some people still get it, when we speaking, we can't answer the phone.
Right.
Unless, right, there's certain times that certain characters, let's put it that way, will call and we will chit-chat with them on the phone, but okay, the audience, they will not hear exactly what the other person is saying and things.
Yeah.
But it depends on how the flow goes.
But then why they call? Is it you all take live calls? That's the reason why they're calling most?
No, they would normally call just to hail you up. Actually, most of the time they call to start the trouble, as I would say. A lot of the things we say about people and stuff, it's because callers come in and give us this melee and stuff, and we share it. So you would understand why they're trying to get us now, because they have melee to share.
Okay.
For us to go and carry, and if they can't get us, then they get upset.
Yeah,
So,
it's amazing.
It is amazing.
And like, let's say, I just still call him Lieutenant Governor Ralph Richardson. He is a loyal listener to the program, And there's certain times he and Christian Brooks works at the telephone company, right? Whatever the relationship they got, we don't really know. But sometimes you can't trust it. It used to be like with Levens and Arrow.
Yes.
Yes. Arrow will say so many negative things, but in a humorous way about Levens. And when we tell Levens will swear to all God, not Arrow. And when Arrow gets there, me, Leslie, I had no talking with these guys. Don't believe them. And and that's the way the flow goes.
So it seems like we're the ones causing the problems and bringing the melee. But we get it from the listeners. They're the ones that call in and tell us these things. We just share it with the listening audience, and then we find ourselves as if we're the troublemakers.
The time slot has always been the same?
No, we now do a 12 till 2 p.m. on 102.7 FM.
It used to be earlier before.
On the Saturdays. Before, it used to be earlier. We used to do a 9 to 11 before. But of course, now with the radio station, so many different programs, we are now doing a 12 till 2 on the Saturday.
But you're all still very unique because with all the radio stations and all the shows, I think St. Martin right now have more radio shows than New York City, man.
I fully agree.
A lot. You know, and I think you all are unique in a sense with what you all are doing.
Yes,
yeah, I think we're one of the few that are left that do complete 2 hours of Caribbean music, calypso music as such. And over the years, we've maintained that standard, Oral. Because one of the things we have done from the beginning, when I told Jarvis from the beginning, I want to play Caribbean music, calypso music, and nothing else but Caribbean music. And if we had callers who call in and say, I'd like you to play my daughter's making birthday and I want you to play Lady in Red or a Luther Vandross, we would tell them, well, if it wasn't sung in a calypso, it won't be played here. And we maintained that over the years. We're going to play calypso, and I think that's the problem a lot of the other programs have had, because they started with a niche, and then the callers call in and demand this and demand that, and then they change up their entire format and lose the identity. But over the years, we have maintained, we're playing calypso. If the song was not sung by a calypsonian, it's not going to play on our program.
That's like yesterday, we were watching this show, and this old lady have a restaurant for many, many years, and she said, if you come in here and you want ketchup, you're not going to get it. I'm not going to give it to you. You got to go somewhere else.
Yeah. So like that, she knows the list, the people that come are coming for her standard. And we maintain that over the years, and we must say it has worked. You know, we have so many fans, so many people that meet us on a daily basis and will tell us what we said on the Saturday, where we even forget what it is we say sometimes. But we have a lot of listeners, a wide cross-section of the community who listen and appreciate the fact that we still play the local calypso as well as the old-time calypsos every Saturday.
Sometimes when I'm driving, I know that you all will carry on a long conversation on the topic for a good while.
Well, actually, that's Sunky does carry it on. I try very hard to tell him, let's play the music, but he's the one who insists on having long, especially for something that he's passionate about. He feels he needs to express himself.
The point across and things at certain times, because like talk shows, I really don't call in to talk shows. And there's certain times that during our program, I will make my point known, and then that's it. There's no back and forth. No, this is it. Take it or leave it. That's it. I say how I felt about something, and that's my opinion. And everyone should respect everyone's opinion, and that's it.
But the interesting thing, though, is you would get some folks who would complain, telling you guys are talking too much. Play the music. And if we come in on a Saturday and say, let's just run the music, then the phone lights up and people call and they're upset because what happened to you today? You all are not talking, so it's all a mix. It's all, all a mix,
And there's some callers will call like, well, you just find this nonsense to talk. And at times too, we all just find the music that you all play.
Oh, yeah.
The music that you all play. We always get these things from, because there are certain times, certain things happening within the community, and we just let the music do the talking for us,
Yeah.
And there are certain people who will get the message, and certain people will, hey, what kind of message you all sending, and those are the reactions and things we will get at times on the radio while we're there or after the program.
But it's I like when you all playing some of those really old songs from Sparrow and so forth that you normally don't hear anymore.
Right.
We have a collection of music. Like we said, it's been 19 years since we've been doing this. And we have a collection of music that I think if we were to donate it to the library or something, we can fill an entire room with music. Yeah. We have music from back in the 50s or way back in the 50s.
The 30s.
Yeah, actually,
the Beginner, Spitfire, and all of those.
But how, when you all do the show, I know PG2, everything now is on the computer. What about your song? You work with your CDs, albums?
Yeah, we are independent producers, so we work with our own music.
Oh, okay.
And of course, nowadays, like you said, everything is computerized. We do have the laptops with the music that's already loaded on it.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes we do work with a few CDs if it's music we haven't loaded onto the laptop as yet. And I think that's the reason why we have such a variety also, because now you have everything that you can load on the computer. You can have hundreds of songs on the computer, and it's easy to find and so on as well. So it's quite a collection that we have. I must admit, over the years, we did a very good job of collecting our calypsos and collecting some very good calypsos as well. We've managed to keep them all in very good condition. And we only do 2 hours every Saturday, so you can only play so much music in 2 hours. So the folks are usually guaranteed that they're going to get a variety every weekend.
But it's nice that, I was telling Joanna the other day when I was there on the radio station with Fernando Clark that when I used to be at PGD2, you walk in, you had to be rushing, or else you came at this hour before time to pick out all the albums you're going to play. Now today, you go walk in and a few minutes and you're gone.
Yeah, you just hook up the laptop and
Yeah.
yeah, you have the regular search, and once you know the name of the song or the name of the artist, you just search.
Right.
It pops up and you load it and everything already. I remember the years ago there was a station in Antigua, and that you could call in and ask for a song. And as you asked for the song, it would be played right away. And I always wondered, how do they do this? Because most stations, like you said, you had to go and find the albums and stuff. But they were way advanced compared to now. We are at that stage where if a person calls in and says, play Lego Mystic by Sparrow, we can just tap it into the computer and play it right away.
And that's why I found it so strange, because when I got back here from New York, when the PGD2, it was difficult to get to that adjustment of going through the albums and all of that, But at least Antigua and St. Croix, they were really ahead of us in terms.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
And one of the things that what we do is once Tobias gets music, he makes sure that it's also passed on to me. And if I pass it on to him, so that in the event one of us are absent, and someone requests a particular song, we got it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do that very often. But there's certain tunes that's still lacking from both sides. But we will, once I realize, hey, I didn't get this one, or he say he never get this one, we share it. Because go ahead. Just before I left there for Trinidad, the 2016 calypsos from Trinidad, I make sure I copy them over to him. So during my absence, he can play them.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But let me ask you, because Genius.
Right.
And I always say, and sometimes Calypsonians don't like to hear it. Genius is, it's the guy is so underrated today, because at the time when Genius was Genius, you're a Calypsonian. Genius was a guy, his records were played all over the Caribbean.
Indeed.
Yes.
And you have a generation today that really don't know what this man is about and what he did for Calypso music and for St. Martin. And I find it so strange that you very rarely today hear his music. The guy had so many great hits. Yeah.
It's a pity indeed, because a lot of the local Calypsonians, a lot of the local artists, some of them, you go to them and you ask themselves for some of their music, and surprisingly they don't have it.
Wow.
So actually, as a matter of fact, quite a bit of the local music that we got, it's not that we got it from the artists. We got it probably from someone who still had the LP in their homes, because at one time we would take the LPs and convert it over to CD.
Okay.
And folks would just give us the LP to convert and give back to them. But a lot of the Calypsonians themselves, surprisingly over the years, either never kept their music, or there are quite a few of them that told us during the storms they lost a lot of their music.
You don't have much collection from Genius?
We got some from Genius. Because like, let's say for instance, the way how we do it, there's a particular time that we've just focused on local, just local music alone. So if you call in and you ask for a sparring thing, very sorry, we stick in local.
Yeah,
You know, and that's the way we do. We try to make sure that it's balanced, that everybody gets a fair share. Now, like Trinidad Carnival, just curtains came down last Tuesday. You know, what we do, we will play the calypsos from the season so that folks can hear them, because it's not like before when you had like Hodge Record Shop and
but they could just go and
Hodge Record Shop, Arrow, and
you don't have them
Genius.
anymore, right?
You don't have them. So that music, you don't get like that any longer, you know. And as a love of the art form of calypso, it's, you know, I had to say, when I go down to Trinidad, it's calypso. That's all. That's all.
You go every year?
Every year. It's only last year I didn't go down because of job-wise. I was always studying.
Yeah.
You know, I had my ticket and everything, but hey, had to just cancel out.
How many years you going now?
From 2000.
Yeah. Master D were there too this year?
No,
Yeah.
no. You know, and once that Sunday night, the Mardi Gras, the Calypso finals finish, for me, Carnival is over in Trinidad. The Monday and the Tuesday with the jump, the parade, the bands and thing, does not interest me.
But you brought along a picture, I want to show it.
Oh, yeah.
Who are these guys that you're there with? It's going to come up in a while because it's actually delay systems. And I'm going to make sure hold the picture in there so you can see it. It's on the screen now.
Yeah. Okay, that was Carnival Monday, right? I will either go down Port of Spain the Monday or the Tuesday. And on those days, the discussion about who got robbed in the Calypso finals, the judges wasn't good. That is where all these Calypsonians, right there, you got Chalky. That's the one there with the white beard.
So the first one on the left of the screen.
Yes, that's Chalky. Then Stunky, Dr. Willoughby in the back. The guy in the blue shirt, that's Errol Ince, one of the top trumpeters in the region. Errol Ince. And then we got Contender, right? Now, if you notice Contender, right, he don't seem to be a young guy, right? And it's about, what, 4 years ago or 5 years ago, was the first time he ever make it to the Savannah, to the Big Yard. To the Big Yard, which is the Calypso finals. And when that happened, it was such an honor for him that he ended up writing a Calypso, letting the people know how he felt, so honored that he have had that opportunity to grace that big stage. Because in Trinidad, I don't want to switch too much to Trinidad, but Trinidad, you got so many Calypsonians, and they sing in tents. And for you to get in that Big Yard, you got to work your way out of the tent. Get into Skinner Park, and when you pass the acid test down in Skinner Park, that you reach in the Big Yard, then you make it.
So did you see Magic up there this year?
No, I haven't gotten in contact with him this time around. But year before last, me and him, we booked up by City Hall. That's by Classic Rooster tent. And then there was one day I went and I looked him up, but I didn't see him this year.
So they honored him too last year.
Yes. Yeah. And this year they asked him to come down again, because before he left, me and him spoke.
Oh, okay.
Me and he spoke, and his song, The Highway Code.
Oh man, that's a great song.
It plays
classic,
a lot.
Yeah. That's a real classic.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, they still love it, yeah.
And it's like it never got old.
No.
That's the thing I like about calypsos. I say the best calypsos have been written already. Because you can always go back to those old ones, and like you said, they're vintage.
Yeah.
It's like they never get old indeed. And you mentioned earlier Genius. We do have some music from Genius. We have his album, the album AC/DC, going back to Africa and stuff.
To Africa.
Fire in the Tongue. Yeah, we do have quite a bit of music from Genius. As we say, we have a lot of music, Oral.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you'll have to tell us the artist for us to remember.
Yeah.
Oh, we have stuff from him or her, and let's play that. But we do have a lot.
You will have all those guys from the years like when Stunky them started to sing.
Oh yes, we have some of the local songs. Yeah, Stunky,
We got
Brat, Bobo,
Paul
Pharaoh, most of those folks.
yeah.
Guaranteed we have 2 or 3 songs from each of them. And actually we got some of the best songs. You know, Paul Pharaoh had that one,
Chokai and Lala.
Lale, which is his 2 biggest songs. We do have those as well.
But you know, it's amazing because I remember as a little boy listening to Calypso and Simbad on the radio, and it was horrible in those days. I mean, I'm going back way, way back, even before Stonky them time. You had maybe just one guy that was good. They used to laugh at us in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Today now, I don't think there's another island outside of Trinidad and Barbados that can beat us. I don't know if you all...
That's a fact.
We are a force to reckon with, and as I'm here, I could boldly say we could give those Trinidadians a run for the money. Yes, because as of late, you will tune in, you listen to anybody who really knows Calypso and thing. Trinidad has a problem with Calypso right now. You're not getting any social commentary any longer. You're not getting any nation building Calypsos. It's just political satire, political songs. And it's becoming monotonous now.
Yeah.
And this year, Gypsy came back into the arena. And he sang a song about Black Boy again.
Yeah, social commentary.
Social commentary. And if you hear that song, you know, if you hear that song, it's like, yes, you know, you still got, but the youngsters that are coming up today is just the politics, and that poor ex-Prime Minister Kamala, oh my goodness.
And the thing about the political songs is that you play them 1 year, 2 years, and after that, you don't hear them being played anymore. So they record them just to compete, hoping they're going to win the money, and then that's it. So it's really lowering the standard. I mean, a couple of years ago, we'd organized the King of Kings Calypso show here on St. Martin. And we had 2 judges from Trinidad, at that time, Panther and Sigler, and one from Grenada, a head judge from Grenada, who came down to judge the competition. And I mean, you should have heard those guys singing the praises based on the level of competition, because we had 2 rounds. I don't know if you'd attended that show. We had 2 rounds. The first round, the Calypsonians were allowed to sing a classic song, so one of their old Calypsos. And the second round, then they had to come with something new and actually compete then for the crown. And based on the old Calypsos that they sung in the first round, the judges were blown away. They said the caliber and the standard of the Calypsos that they heard, even in Trinidad, they were no longer up to that standard. So St. Martin has some good Calypsonians. They produce some good songs, and I think we have to give credo also to some of the writers and arrangers.
And musical arrangers.
And arrangers, you have some top-class arrangers here. You have Neville Fats James, who's top of the tops.
Well, he's the best. Everybody talks.
Funk.
Funk Gums, who is...
Roy Flawn.
I mean...
You just name them. And you got some young ones coming up too, like Dr. Jones and these guys.
Yes.
Like, let's take, for instance, Baker Jr. You know, he's in this thing, you know. Baker's like, he eats, drinks, sleeps, everything is kaiser for him. You know, and I came back from Trinidad Saturday. Sunday, I made, same Saturday, it was, I made my way up Point Blanche by fish. You know, and we discussed how the competition went and that's you know, the way we just discuss things and
well, Fish has made quite a name for himself as a Calypsonian when you look at how he is.
Yeah, second generation.
Yeah, and his father was there and how he's doing.
He's doing very good for himself. No 2 ways about it.
Like my granddaughter, Princess Akila, she got into it also. And it's not only the Calypso she's in, she's just into singing. She plays tenor pan, and at one point in time, she was playing the trumpet.
Yeah? Wow.
But she decided now, because she just started high school, that she's taking a break from that. You know, and just 2-3 Sundays ago for the little Queen competition, Pichino or Pichonette or whatever it is on the northern side, you know, they asked her to sing there as a guest artist.
How old is she?
She's 14.
14. And how many years now since you've been singing Calypso?
My first competition I entered was 1977. Bounce the Road, Cool Creations.
And
1977.
And King Bo were there too?
No, he didn't come in yet.
Yeah?
Brat was there, because Brat was there about a year or two before me. Genius was there. And yeah.
1977.
Wow.
Because that year, Jacko was also around, because that same year, 77, Don Hughes was managing us, Cool Creations. And we did an album.
Funky used to be that way?
Funk was keyboard, Calais Barito was guitarist, Winston McCoo on bass, Leroy Flown, Austin Arundel.
That was a great band, you know? That was a band, man.
We still have some, we have music from them also.
Yeah.
We have some music from them still.
And that year we did that recording. I did a tune, Bounce the Road. Brat had More Tempo. And Jamming Time Again was Jacko. Jamming Time Again. Yeah.
It's just amazing to see where we came from, you know, and what we are today, and the new guys that are taking over the next generation of Calypsonians. I don't know how good they're gonna be, but I'm proud of where we are now.
There's a youngster.
I think once you give them the support, they are going to do good. You know, I think once the support is there, and I think somehow we are kind of slacking off a little bit when it comes to the support of how we're supporting the Calypsonians. I think we need to step up the pace there again, because for a while we were doing very good, but it seems as if when you talk to them now, it's as if the support is not there like it used to be. So I think there is a need for us to kind of rally a little bit around, like you said, especially the younger ones, the second generation. You have Fish the Boss, who's the second generation. You have Baker Jr., because he's also second generation. His father was also a great Calypsonian. Back in the late 60s?
That was from the 70s and then coming up and then,
And these are guys, like Stunky said, who they have a passion for what it is they're doing. Anytime you see Baker, he has headphones on his head, and he is spitting out lyrics and writing something.
I like when he's here with Fish. I think the two of them go together so well.
Oh, yes. You know, so the young generation, but they need a little bit more support than they're really getting. And I think if they get more support, they're going to really do much more than they're doing now.
Who's also, I noticed, has a real passion for this is the protege.
Oh, young yes, Rogers, yes.
Yeah, Young Calix Rooney. You know, this guy, he
also second generation
he takes it very serious too.
Yeah.
Takes it.
But I think there's so much, you know, I know there's always a lot of complaining about the prize and what they get, and also, and I mean, you all know this better than I, when it comes to carnival time and the road march, there's been so much controversy around that. I wonder if that will ever go away. You used to look forward to that being done on the road and in the village. Where is it being done now? On the road still?
From every year it changes.
It's on the road still. No, it's on stage.
No, on stage.
It's on stage right now.
It's been so controversial over the years. Yeah.
It's on stage.
But that's what I meant when I said the need for more support, Oral, indeed, because there was a year when Toncher and I got involved and decided, let's do something because of our love also for it. And we really took the time, put the passion, the finances, and the support behind it to really show that it can be done if you support it properly.
People appreciate it too, huh?
Yes. You know, the Calypsonians really got what I would say they deserve. The Calypsonians are supposed to be treated like kings, because if you have a carnival without Calypso and without road match, you can't say you have a carnival. You know, so we really went all out to show that it can be done. Get the prize money, organize the guys, promote them properly.
Yeah.
You know, put them up on a poster as well, so everyone can see, just like all the international artists.
Let them feel that they are
appreciated
part of it, because when you look at the posters, right? When you look at the posters, check it out. How many Calypsonians you will see on those posters?
It's central to our island. Watch your hand in your microphone. So when you look at, for example, last year, Fish the Boss one, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think at the airport and at the port, they should have a huge poster of this gentleman so that everyone comes and can see our Calypso King for the year, you know, and it will do good for the island too.
You go through Trinidad's airport, I mean, you see they have the portraits up of all they're
Yes.
Calypsonians. You even go through Antigua, as soon as you go into Antigua. And this is not the Calypsonians that are there now. You know, they have from all the way back and stuff. Even in Anguilla, you go to Anguilla, when you go on the wharf, you see the pictures of the Calypsonians and stuff. And that's what I mean when I say we need to do a little bit more.
Here we don't see
supporting.
nobody.
You will like in Trinidad, that was the previous structure that I had for the Savannah. When you walk in, it's like a lobby, and you will see a glass showcase there
Showcase, yeah.
with all who won road match and all who won the Calypso the years that they won it.
Yeah.
The shirt that Chalky has on there, on that, it has the same thing. All who won from the years 19 whatever
Wait,
up to present.
which one is the guy in which color? In the red?
Chalky, the fellow with the white beard.
Oh, okay, that's the one. It's coming up now. We have a delay system. So is the one he's wearing a red shirt, t-shirt on the left of the screen.
Yes.
That one right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You see the little fine writing and thing? That's the names of all Calypsonians that won the monarchy over the year.
For Caribbean Classics, we have Mr. Tobias and Mr. Stunky. Stunky, the Calypsonian, has been in the competition how many years? 30
I've
something
been
years?
in the Calypso arena since 1977, but
1977.
I got about 4 years now. About 4 years now since my mom passed.
You haven't performed?
I haven't competed.
So you don't plan to go back then?
At this present moment, it's nothing that I'm really thinking of, but never say never. If, let's say, Mr. Boncamper decide that part 2 of him King of Kings competition and thing, definitely I will step up to the plate for that. But and with my job right now too, and dealing with Calypso and thing, it's a kind of hectic. Because you got to make sure you got your tune, you got to make sure it's arranged and this, it's.
But you had you did a lot of songs in your time as a
Yeah. The last one I did was what? Last year? Year before? The Emancipation song?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. For Emancipation, yeah.
So at least you're out of it for the time being.
Yeah, my last competition song, and again, people who really picked it up. I had a song called Preserve Calypso, and then in it it says, "Is this farewell from a culture I've known from a little boy?" That actually was my exit.
It's how you get note.
Yeah,
but over the years, you'll see that's what Calypsonians always do. They decide they're calling it quits, and then 5, 10, 15 years later, they jump back in. Yeah, they always do that to kind of, I mean, if you look at it, go through. Chalky decided he's giving it up. Before you know it, he's back in. Short Shirt had decided he quit, turned Christian.
Yeah, and he's back in again?
And then he was in a couple of years ago, he went back into the competition. The King Arrow had decided he'd given up competition for years, and before you know it, he was back.
Wow. I the one was responsible for that.
Indeed, yeah.
When Arrow took part in the competition here, I took it upon my own, and I went and registered him.
I remember because he came here in the show.
Yeah.
And the first time he came in the show here, we had people that were so surprised. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
All kind of people wanted to say hello to him. Let me take a coffee or Gibbes live and call hello.
Hello, good evening, Jose.
Good evening.
Thanks for the programs on. The two buddies are on, and it seems like they haven't behaving themselves. But Ralph didn't see them yet, or Brooks didn't see them yet. But I must congratulate them because they have really brought back Calypso into us, because only besides Jacko, who used to play every Friday, they is the one who live up to it, and I think it's more than 19 years, but then they know better than me, so if it's 19 years, that's super. And I wish them the best and continue and keep behaving themselves. All right.
Thanks, caller.
Thanks a million. Thanks a million. It would seem like it's longer than 19 years indeed, but it has been. We try as much as possible to make sure every Saturday for the past 19 years that we did do a program. So if Stunky's going to be off island, I make sure I'm there. If I'm off island, he makes sure he's there. If both of us are going to be off island, we make sure someone fills in.
Yeah? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Oral Gibbs live in caller. Hello? You're on live caller.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on air live. Go right ahead.
Great. I would like to congratulate Mr. Tobias and Mr. Stonky on doing a great, great job. Those guys come over there every Saturday, and while you're cooking, you're washing, you enjoy the great music, even though the fireman talks a lot, but Mr. Tobias, I guess you know who this be.
Sounds like
In the
Mr.
morning when you
York.
come in the bank. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. York.
Guys, great job. Over the years, you guys did wonderful.
Yes.
No?
Yeah, but
And,
the
you guys
reason...
keep the locals going, like King Bobo, the Fox, the Dow, Brat, you know? Keep those guys in going out and keep the music coming.
Yeah, but Mr. York, I have to talk a lot because previously we could have depended on someone bringing in a touch quencher for us, but it seems like recession or something.
He's gotten married now.
Oh, okay.
He's gotten married. Mr. York got...
Really, you see what happened a lot of the places where I shop. They close, they change name, they're trying to avoid taxes and all kind of things.
Oh, okay.
I just have to go to Middle Region by Mr. Samuel Bakery. And I'll bring you guys something Saturday coming.
Great, great. We appreciate that. Thanks a million for the support.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
The guy there, Mr. York, Michael, call him Cat, every Saturday he will come in with a juice and a patty or croquettes or something.
I thought
Just
things
rest
had
it down
gotten rough because of other
He
things.
just rest it down and go on.
I got somebody waiting for you. Let me see if they're still okay. Is there a caller? Hello? They're not there yet. So you're saying something.
No, I was just very happy that Mr. York said it about the talking pad.
You see the beginning, I alluded to
said
it.
it, you know.
Oral Gibbs live, your caller. Hello.
Good night, Mr. Gibbs.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night to you two guests you have the extension.
Good evening, good
today.
evening.
I'm hearing them.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm not bad times. You know who talking? Stunky. Come on. Okay. Well, you just have to say about everybody that's Miss Plan.
It's blonde.
What's up, man?
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
What's going on? How you doing?
Okay, I'm okay. I'm sending in my request from now
Uh-huh.
for Saturday because when I call in, I cannot get you. I just hearing you say that you don't take requests. So what I want Saturday when you go on,
Uh-huh.
a song with the World Cup.
Okay, for Maestro.
I was asking Joanne this morning, but she said she don't know.
Australia say we gonna beat West Indies.
Yes.
Exactly. I was trying to sing it for her, but her host.
Okay.
Well, you put on that for me
Okay.
Saturday. So
Okay.
we end up
Okay.
with the World Cup.
Okay.
We have it, so we'll play it for you.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Don't let me got to call you, you know. Otherwise, you can't pass my alley.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Good night.
Okay,
All
thanks
right,
for
good
calling.
evening.
There's a regular listener.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We,
regular list.
we got a substitute basically from Cat now, Vera.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Vera, make sure she treats us real good on a Saturday. Yeah, and she does real good. We also have to thank Dr. Leslie Levens, he's also a radio personality, and he fills in for us when we are both out. We have to thank him also.
Dr. Levens?
Dr. Levens, yes.
Leslie Levens.
He's not a real doctor.
Oh.
You know?
He gave himself that name. Where? How? God. Well,
I'll tell him what happened after. You have a caller?
Yeah, let me tell this
After
guy
the
we got.
caller, I'll explain Dr. Levens.
Oral Gibbs, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had to make sure so that he's not a doctor because I did have a lady call me recently and told me she was having problems with her doctor and she wanted to switch over to Dr. Levens. And I had a challenge convincing her he's not a real doctor. Because she said remember on the air you would normally say, if Evans have to fill in for us at 12 o'clock, by 11 o'clock, he is there. So she said she wants a doctor like that because when she goes to her regular doctors, they're always late. So I spent a long time trying to convince her he's not a real doctor. He just gave himself the name. I don't know why. But
we're still trying to figure out
it
exactly where it came in.
But we have to thank him for filling in for us whenever he always volunteers if we're both going to be out, and he does a great job too. So.
And before Arrow got into the situation he's in, he was also one that we could have called on, and he will fill in for us.
How is Arrow doing now?
Before I went to Trinidad, I passed up there by him, and there's certain times when you go up by him, he's in that, jolly mood and thing, and there's certain times he seems like he's tired and things. So normally when he's in that kind of mood, I will just, stay a while and then go. But there's certain times, like when I was up there for the Christmas, it was Miss P and I in the room by him. I said, "You want cake?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "But black cake?" He said, "Yes. I want to try a little rum in it." And when I said that, he started to laugh and shaking his head. Yeah. In Paulette, Miss B, she said, "Oh, so is that why you want rum?" And he laughing, So it's
because you have a real big laugh with you, man. Oral Gibbes live and caller. Hello. You're on live caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. You're on the air live.
Good evening.
Pardon?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening to Mr. Stunky, Mr. Tobias. But I'm calling to tell Mr. Stunky to be careful with Mr. Tobias because he said plenty smoking when he wasn't here.
Okay. Thanks.
Plenty thing about you when you wasn't here.
Thanks.
That Stunky in here, I don't know if he is, if I don't care. So be careful with him, okay?
Okay, thanks for putting me on my guard. And he's sitting down here playing.
So when you see your man, he's going to pass you on the road.
Thank you very much, caller.
You see? Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, yes, don't play it. So.
Now, I told Oral in the beginning, the program most of the time is based on people calling in with these kind of things that has create the kind of programs. You can see Oral, we get along real good and everything. It's the callers who just call and carry out stories and then start to create the problems.
Let me see, I have another one if you. I want to listen there. Does the caller normally call like that lady called just?
Yeah, they call. Stunky was in Trinidad 2 weeks ago, and I did the program by myself. I don't recall saying anything out of the ordinary about Stunky, but people keep telling him that I had all kinds of things to say about him.
You don't recall? That's what I told you. Your memory is like Zacchaeus. That's what I told you. Your memory is like Zacchaeus.
Oral Gibbes live, your caller. Hello. You're on live caller.
Good night.
Good night.
Good evening.
Thanks to Casey Carty for really putting us in limelight as far as cricket is concerned. Oh, he's spoken up far and wide with his efforts and admiration in cricket. Once in Martineau, and Vivian trade, disease trade. That's a wonderful guy.
Carty?
Yeah.
Keith Carty, which
Repeater?
is King Repeater, the
His son.
Californian.
Oh, that's Repeater's son. Oh,
Did
okay.
very good there at
Yesterday I called Keith, because Keith Repeater and I, we go real good too. We've got. So I called him and I congratulated him on his son's achievement and thing. It gives you that feeling that still we got some youngsters that are in good hands and got so it's a nice feeling to know, and it's the first time that the West Indies has ever won this under 19, I think.
the under 19, I guess.
World champion.
Yeah, and I guess you got to look at too where he came from. We're not a real cricket island. We're not one of the former British territories.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know that Maxwell from Nautical is very, very involved in
Supported it,
bringing
yeah.
back cricket to what it is today in St. Martin. And I'm not too familiar with what's going on when it comes to cricket. Just a while ago before you all came, I was speaking to a gentleman from Guyana who was explaining me about it and everything else. So it seems like what he has accomplished is quite
It's big.
outstanding.
It's quite outstanding. And that's why the caller called and also asked to play World Cup this Saturday
Oh,
as a
yes.
tribute to
Tribute
him.
to him,
Yeah,
yeah.
for a job well done.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're on the air line. Go right ahead.
yeah. All right, good night.
Good night, sir. How are you doing?
Not good at all. It's the first time I saw these two gentlemen on the air. The first time that I remember seeing them. But every Saturday I lie down in the sofa chair in front of me,
Sugar boy.
the two pillows, every Saturday, and I could hear them. What I don't worry about the Calypso thing they play. I just enjoy the jokes. The jokes of those two gentlemen that make me laugh till I think I almost pass out. The only time that the show wasn't so good was last Saturday. That wasn't so hot last Saturday, but Lord have mercy. They just give you some real jokes.
Thank you very much, Sugar boy.
hope- What the name? Donkey?
Yeah, Stonky.
And
Tobias.
Tobias.
And what is the other one name? Tobias?
Yes.
Gentlemen, I hope you all keep it up. Because you all well access to the island of St. Martin.
Thank you, Sugar boy.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for calling and
And
thanks for
listen,
listening.
To my knowledge, it's the first time I remember seeing you all on the air. I've seen you in general.
No, they've been here before. They were here about 2 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah, before
Yeah.
last.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I hope I will be there every Saturday.
At least I bring them. At least I bring them once a
One
year.
time I had 3 hour show, now it come down to 2.
Right.
You see, you know that too. Yes. We hope we'll get back to 3
I
someday.
have to watch you all every Saturday. Regardless of what I'm doing, I have to leave it and lay down here right now looking at you all.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Anyhow, thanks for everything and pleasant night, eh?
Same to
Okay,
you.
good night. Take
Okay,
care, Sugar
sure.
boy.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Let me see the other caller there quickly. You there, caller?
Yeah, good night.
Good night. How you doing?
Good evening.
Right.
Okay, Stunky, this is the lady who is listening from room to room. But I can tell you one thing, Ralph, you can stop calling me name, eh? You like too much trouble.
Millicent?
So
That's
much
Millicent.
trouble. And the next thing, I know you can sing, but tell me something. Tobias can sing?
He's trying his best. He's trying his best for 19 years now.
Been trying to train him.
Yep. Yep, he's trying his best and it ain't working out.
Millicent, I'll tell you something, you know. There was a time I had decided I was going to compete in the Calypso arena, and Arrow advised me not to do it. He said, you and Stunky are good friends.
Keep
You
it
and-
that way.
He told me, he called all the names. You, Brat, Stunky, all of you are good friends. Do not go in there to make the guys look bad. So I took his advice and I decided to stay on the side.
I think you did the best thing.
And you know, Arrow is very diplomatic. Arrow.
Every Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye, hon.
Thank you,
Okay, thank you,
Millicent.
Millie.
Take care.
Okay.
And Arrow is very diplomatic. When Arrow explains you things, you don't know whether he's trying to tell you, you're so good, don't go in there, or don't embarrass yourself.
You know,
We appreciate all the callers. We
with
appreciate
Millicent, she says on a Saturday she has a radio on in every room because she don't want to move from one room to the other and miss anything.
And it's interesting how Sugar Boy said he doesn't really listen for the music, but he listens for the talking, and that's what we were telling you in the beginning.
Yeah, right.
Some folks like the nonsense we talk, others like the music, so we need to balance it off. We need to keep the balance all the time.
Yeah. So you all don't have nothing planned during the week. You all just go in and do the show.
We just go in on a Saturday, and
That's it.
what happens, happens. Of course, we pay attention to what's happening in the community during the week. We meet the folks on the street who always give us the melee, and they call and give us the melee. And based on that, we'll play the calypsos, that it's relevant to what's happening. And then, of course, we talk the nonsense that we have to talk as well.
So you're all looking forward to Carnival this year now.
I'm looking forward to it. Mr. Buncamper was one of the ones who, if he'd pick up the phone and call me and say, Tobias, we're gonna do something for Carnival, I would tell him we're there. He's kind of, keeping a low profile. But I'm looking forward to Carnival. Every year I look forward to it to make my contribution, of course. On the radio, we do our contribution because we make sure we play the music and create a nice atmosphere as well. So looking forward to it as well.
One of the things that opportunities I got, which I told Tobias this Saturday, actually today Monday, if I was still in Trinidad, I got an invitation from Chalkdus to speak to some scholars in UWI, the University of the West Indies campus there in Trinidad, because he lectures there. And he extended that invitation to me to come and, do a presentation to the students there, but unfortunately I couldn't do it because I came back Saturday. And it would have been something great for me to be able to get that opportunity to stand in front of, but hey,
well, we just out of time, so we got 30 seconds each. You, Mr. Dollison, and then
I gotta say thanks, Mr. Orel, for the opportunity given to us to be here. And then when you call, one time it was no problem, And for the callers, thanks for calling in and continue to listen to the program on Saturdays. And once God give us the health and strength, we there.
Yes, we do. And, thanks very much for having us. And again, as Tunky said, to all the listeners, continue listening to Caribbean Classics. We appreciate it. And once they're enjoying it, we'll continue doing it. And thanks again for having us, Oro.
And it's like almost said, it's the first time he's seen you all, but this is not the first time you all been here, right?
No, we've been here several times before, actually. I think probably this is the fourth time over the years.
So at least we'll have you all back now and again to
no problem.
Let us know what's happening, right?
Sure.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, gentlemen. And that's it for now. See you next time. Daylight and good night. Take care. Bye.